Hi, this is Rizwan, and you're watching the Indian Weekender. It's day 30 of the lockdown, Friday evening, and we thought all week we have been doing a lot of serious interviews, articles, and discussions. Let's take a break and have some fun, do something on a lighter note. So, tonight we are going to speak to a Kiwi Indian singer songwriter who just a few weeks ago released his maiden single, Anymore. And tonight, his second single, Please, is also releasing on several online platforms. Yes, you got it right. We are talking about the singer Arjun Bhat, or as he goes by his screen name, the Theajsound. In an exclusive with the Indian Weekender, AJ will be telling us more about his passion for music, his journey and aspirations, and will also sing a song or two for us live. And more importantly, AJ will sing his yet to be released second single, Please, for the first time in public, which goes live on different platforms in a few hours. So, bringing to you Kiwi Indian singer-songwriter Arjun Bhat, aka the Aegis Sound. Hey Arjun, how are you doing today?
Hey man, thanks for having me on Indian Weekender. By the way, Ramzan Mubarak. I hope I said that right. Starts tomorrow, right?
You, it started just an hour ago. So yes, how have you been? How is the lockdown treating you?
It's been good for me. It's personally been quite positive. I'm a very extroverted person, so initially I was a bit shaken up, I guess, that I couldn't see anyone and stuff like that. But I've got used to it. I've got used to it, and I'm really enjoying the time alone. I'm getting sleep and stuff now. So it's been a solid 15 years since I've had any sleep. So it's been really good, and I had lots of time to do the music and stuff. So yeah, positive for me.
Yes. So, to the audience who are watching right now and who are not aware of the Aegis Sound or Arjun Bhat as an individual, how would you introduce yourself as?
I guess the easiest way I can put it is I'm a pop singer-songwriter. I don't like to
Mhm.
limit myself to genre, but I'm trying to make simple music for the mass market. And I think that's kind of the mission. The goal is to be the top. So the goal is
Mhm.
to be in the Billboard Hot 100s and having hits that are kind of globally recognized. So
Mhm.
that's all. The plan for the next 3 to 4 years is just going to be pushing hard for that by releasing a lot of music and a lot of videos, a lot of visual content. So yeah, that's the goal, just to be a very well-known global brand, I guess.
So, just to get a background on the Aegis Sound and Arjun Bhat,
Yeah.
when did you come to New Zealand, and when did you get the first interest into music?
It was interesting actually. Came to New Zealand in '99. Was super lucky that my parents moved here because I know a lot of my friends and stuff who have to do it themselves when they're in uni, which seems a lot more difficult. Um,
Uh,
but I guess music for me has kind of been a new discovery since about 2012. I was with someone who was an amazing pianist, and she got me into basically. She's like, try playing the guitar a little bit, and for the last 15 years prior to that, my dad's been trying to get me to play the guitar. So eventually, I finally kept going and stuck to it, I guess.
mhm.
And there was this one, I guess, turning point where a couple of families, we were sitting in the lounge, and they forced me to sing a song,
Okay.
and I learned the song and I sung it, and it was one of my favorite songs at the time by the Script, and I sung it to them, and I was absolutely like nervous and just it was just a horrendously difficult experience for me. But at the end, and I was just singing to 8 people in a lounge, like two families. But at the end of that, I realized something is that it gave me this sort of rush and this exhilaration. And I was like, man, I could enjoy this. I could enjoy this. So that was my first sort of stint into music.
Mhm.
Um, and then I guess for the next 5 to 7 years, up until today, I've been doing a lot of covers and YouTube videos and stuff with even people in the Bollywood community like Avish, Shirley, Kanik, who are still amazing friends of mine. And also, I guess, started collaborating with a lot of more pop, Hollywood, LA, English artists, which seems to be
Yes.
more my vibe. So I guess
Right.
that's the short background.
So, give us a brief about your initial days when you were trying to get into music, practicing, even if you were very bad at it or you were just mediocre. How did you rise and polish your skills and the talent, singing and playing instruments, etc.?
I mean, I was horrendous, and I still don't consider myself like very good. Which I don't know. It may be a self-doubt thing because I think it's the thing that most artists suffer with.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, I think it's just a constant journey. Like for me, when I initially started, I was mainly just playing the guitar. So I was just strumming my guitar, and I used to play like all night. I never slept. Like I was so enthusiastic and so like into it that I used to just constantly play, come home from work and just play. Um, and I started learning off this guy called Marty Schwartz, who does like YouTube videos. So I never did like formal guitar training or anything. But then what I did was I started just learning songs, simple songs. And then over time, it took me like a month or two to learn my first song. But then after that, it started becoming very easy. It started becoming second nature. And so I was learning songs every couple of days. Started becoming easy to the point I was like, you know what, I think I need to start singing now, because there's kind of two paths you can take. There's the super amazing guitarist path, or there's the basic rhythm guitarist, and then you start learning how to sing, and then you also focus on your songwriting as well. So that's the path I chose to take, because at the time I was kind of loving what Ed Sheeran did. This was around probably 2012, 2013. And so I ended up taking singing lessons with a guy called Paul out west in Henderson, in Auckland, for those of you listening in Auckland. And he was kind of like a rock singer. So he kind of did some amazing things with my voice. He like opened it up fully from like a normal, because a lot of people have good voices naturally. I wasn't one of them. I think I was quite closed off. Like my speaking voice is quite closed off. So it used to sound very dull. And so what he did was he gave me these amazing lessons that I used to kind of do every morning on my drives, to the point where my voice like fully opened up. And then, I don't know, I guess I started putting up covers on YouTube. And after 2 years, I kind of felt that I needed some different type of training. So I went to this opera coaching lady.
Wow, opera.
Yeah, opera. So I was singing like full on like Pavarotti and all of it. Like I was singing a lot of like Nessun Dorma and all those things, like all those classical opera songs. After which we kind of discovered, look, like opera is great. It's great for technique and breathing and stuff, but it's not really going to push my emotive side, because opera is quite structured. It's like Indian classical, right? It's a very structured form. So like if you compare Bollywood classical, it's very structured. Whereas Bollywood's more free flowing and poppy, and kind of like you put the artist's emotions into it more than the song's emotions. And so I started doing theater music with her, the theater music coaching. So it's kind of shifting from opera to like that live plays and that kind of stuff. She always wanted me to do plays. I never did, but it was a great learning for me to actually go through that kind of training. And then I just stopped. I just felt I was ready to kind of do my own thing and figure my own voice out. So for the last 4 years.
For the last 4 years?
No, for the last 4 years, there's been no formal training as such, because I did go to Melbourne, did a stint in Melbourne and stuff, and kind of just did my own thing there, did my own music, was busking a lot. And yeah, just kind of now at a point where I think I have, when it comes to like vocal ability and technique, I think I have enough for the music I do. So now it's just more about honing those skills and just practicing.
Right. Have you been performing on stage in and around New Zealand? Have you done any shows as such?
I haven't done my own shows. So like the New Zealand scene's interesting. So you can do bar gigs and stuff like that, where you go to like established bars who run like, okay, we'll pay an artist X amount to play on this night kind of thing. I've done a few of those. New Zealand also has a really good open mic night scene. So it's like a bar, for example, on Wednesday might say, we're just having an open mic night. So if you're an artist, come and register interest and do your thing. That's a great place to like, so bars and open mic nights are great to test new music or like test stuff that you're writing out. I did a few, like I've done a few of those, but I kind of want to do my own gigs. So that means like you're booking your own venue and you're kind of selling your own tickets, getting your own opening act.
I think you are very close to doing that, given that you just launched your first single just around a month and a half ago.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this year there is no shows planned, and that's why like when I came on this interview, I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to perform. And I think we spoke about it a little bit yesterday actually in our brief chat, which was like a lot of singers write with the performance in mind, whereas I don't do that. I kind of just sit and write it while I'm recording it. So
Uh-huh.
by the end of the song, when the song's finished, I actually don't know how to perform the song live. I've actually got to go away and practice the song before I can perform it live. Um,
Really?
and yeah, and so like I think this year, Taranum's my manager. We had really focused in on the writing aspect and the releasing songs aspect. And I think when we have about 7 or 8 solid songs, and when we're ready to launch an EP, which is like a short album,
Uh-huh.
next year, that's when we're kind of going to look at starting to go and do the gigs and the tours and stuff. And there's some
Right.
exciting stuff. Like we're also planning tours to India and Canada and whatnot. We'll just have to see how the traffic goes and how
Yes.
much it picks up for us to
Yes.
be able to do that.
I do want to iterate to our audience that when AJ started doing covers of different songs along with different established artists, he gathered quite an audience online, and especially on YouTube and Spotify, I think. And he through this he has the over 11 million views to his videos. That is how he has got quite an audience. I mean, around thousands of new fans of him listening to his brand new songs and covers. So, AJ, your first single "Anymore" released in at the end of February,
Yeah,
along
yeah.
preparation and launch.
29th.
Could you give us
Yeah.
a brief about it, and let's jump to your song then?
Anymore is interesting. So Anymore is kind of about a lingering relationship. It's all about just the pain and the heartbreak that you feel at the end of a relationship. And it's kind of like, well, towards the end of a relationship, when you know things are going bad, but you don't know what to do about it because you're still in love with that person. So it was
Yes.
it kind of came at a tough time for me. But I wrote it when I went to Melbourne, so it wasn't what we planned to release first. We had
Hmm.
actually planned to release the song I'm going to play for you guys today. That's the song that it's called Please, and that's the song that we had actually planned to release first. But then I went away to Melbourne, wrote the song really quickly and randomly. It just came out of thin air, to be honest.
Hmm.
And we decided to go with it first. So we had actually submitted Please, but we pulled it out and we said, nope, push this one out first. Let's test the market. And then we will go with Please after. Yeah.
So, our viewers, here is AJ's first single "Anymore" that he sang and recorded exclusively for the Indian Weekender. So, here it is.
Hello, Indian Weekender. It's the Theajsound, and this is my first single, Anymore. You know I can't get you out of my head. I know you don't wanna leave me alone. You know I can't get you out of my head, but I don't wanna love you anymore. You know I can't get you out of my head. I know you don't wanna leave me alone. You know I can't get you out of my head, but I don't wanna love you anymore. Yeah. I wake up feeling sorry for myself beside nobody. Bed empty, sheets cold, wishing you were next to me. Up in the clouds, losing my battle with reality. You were the secret formula to my Krabby Patty, yeah. Threw away the key. Your eyes were like the ocean, but I'm drowning in the sea. There ain't no summer loving if there ain't no you and me. You know that I still love you, it was never meant to be. Oh, put your head down, we were kissing in the back now. If your dad's car, summer loving when we wake up. It's the days now, nowadays I don't wake up, yeah. You know I can't get you out of my head. I know you don't wanna leave me alone. You know I can't get you out of my head, but I don't wanna love you anymore. You know I can't get you out of my head. I know you don't wanna leave me alone. You know I can't get you out of my head, but I don't wanna love you anymore, yeah. The only thing that's missing is the love in my heart. Think about you, baby, it's too late, we're apart. Used to hold your hand when we were walking through the mall. I know that you miss me, but you never ever call. You're the only ex-lover that I think about. How could you leave, baby? You know that you broke my heart. Wanted to be with you forever from the start. If it wasn't for the mess, then we wouldn't be apart. We were kissing in the back now. If your dad's car, summer loving when we wake up. It's the days now, nowadays I don't wake up, yeah. You know I can't get you out of my head.
I know you don't wanna leave me alone. You know I can't get you out of my head. But I don't wanna love you anymore. You know I can't get you out of my head. I know you don't wanna leave me alone. You know I can't get you out of my head. But I don't wanna love you anymore. You know I can't get you out of my head. I know you don't wanna leave me alone. You know I can't get you out of my head. But I don't wanna love you anymore. Yeah. Thanks, guys. My name's Theajsound, and this is my first single, Anymore.
Well, that was awesome. But are you into Bollywood songs as well, like indie pop or Hindi music as well?
It's like, that was awesome, but no thanks.
No, no, no. That was actually amazing. Sorry to use but. It's also.
No,
So, do you
I'm
also
just,
do Indian music?
yeah, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, Bollywood. Yes, I mean, I would probably never sing a Hindi song as such in full, just because my
Mhm.
Hindi is so terrible. Like, if I start singing a Hindi song, people are just gonna turn it off. Like, I
Oh,
guarantee you.
come on, come on. You have a good voice. We've just heard that, but Hindi won't be that bad. Why don't you let us be the judge? Let's sing one Bollywood song. Come on.
All right, all right, all right. I'll do it. No, but I think to go back quickly to your question is, we are definitely considering that indie pop style. Like, we're really enjoying people like Zach Knight at the moment, who kind of do that, a good mesh of the two. Even like Jay Sean back in the day, and what he's doing now with Guru Randhawa and stuff. I think that's quite interesting. So it's not off the cards. But I'd be surprised if I'm the one singing the Punjabi or the Hindi in the song. That's all.
Bollywood song.
I've got a guitar here, by the way.
Lovely.
Okay, cool. So this is Pehli Nazar Mein, and it's like the only Hindi song I know. So I'll give you guys half of it, because I don't know the
Okay.
words beyond that. पहली नजर में ऐसा जादू कर दिया, तेरा बन बैठा है मेरा जिया, जाने क्या होगा क्या पता, इस पल को मिलके आज ही ले जरा, मैं हूँ यहाँ तू है वहाँ, मेरी बाहों में आ अभी जान, ओ जाने जान दोनों जान, मेरी बाहों में आ अभी जान, ओ जाने जान दोनों जान, मेरी बाहों में आ अभी जान, baby I love you. Baby, I love you. The most comfortable part for me. Baby, I love you. Baby, I love you so. Baby, I love you. Baby, I love you. Yeah. Baby, I love you. Baby, I love you so. Baby, I love you.
Wow. Who said that you can't sing Bollywood songs? I mean, since you only remember or you learned this song, I mean, you're brilliant on this song. So I'm sure the audience who are listening at their homes on their mobile devices, they must be, keeping mobile like clapping like, way, Arjun, way to go.
No, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. But you know what? It's really nerve-wracking for me to sing Hindi in front of people that speak Hindi, because I'm like, holy shit, am I getting each word wrong? Like, I think that the tough part is like when you're singing and you've got a natural kind of voice. Like if I was singing a Spanish song, for example, my natural, like I'm not naturally attuned to like speaking or singing Spanish. So I'll be focusing on the words rather than the meaning behind the song. And that I feel lacks the connection. And that's kind of how I feel when I'm performing it. I feel like I lack the connection. So I don't know whether that's what the audience feels, but that's definitely what I feel, because I'm focusing on like each word. I'm like, shit, did I pronounce this right?
Your second single is also releasing tonight. But before we
Yeah.
get into that, could you tell us just two more things? Now, who are your idols that you look up to when you are writing these songs or when you are singing these songs? Or who are your idols that you look up to?
So number one idol, this fellow here. I don't know if you can see that, Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Huge fan of Ed Sheeran. I would love to perform and collaborate with him one day. Ed Sheeran's kind of been my number one since probably 2011, 2012, since his first big song that came out, which was A-Team. But obviously it was a struggle for him prior to that as well. And I really respect and admire his work ethic, but the fact that he's so grounded and such a nice person at the end of the day as well. That's one thing I really admire about Ed Sheeran. Another big idol, and this is a more recent one for me, is Post Malone. So Post Malone came out probably in about 2015, 2016, and he broke out as a rap artist, but now he's kind of doing everything. He's doing all sorts of genres. He's made hit after hit after hit for the last 4 years, and he's just amazing. Like, I think his versatility is what gets me, and his songwriting ability. It's simple. It's really simple songwriting, whereas Ed Sheeran's a bit more complicated. And attuned or refined, but I just love that raw emotion that Post Malone gets. And trying to keep it short here, the final one would be Taylor Swift, or actually Taylor Swift and Ali Gaddy for me, because Ali Gaddy has kind of been a new up and comer that I've really, really, really enjoyed, and he sings about heartbreak a lot and love, and that's kind of the same kind of themes that I'm going with. But it's the same with Taylor Swift. But Taylor Swift's been around forever. Like, she's amazing. Probably she won the Artist of the Decade at the Grammys, I believe, and she is just absolutely amazing. Her songwriting, her attitude, she's just so confident as a woman, and that's respectable in today's world. Yeah.
Yes. So your second single, which is releasing tonight, Please, could you give us a brief about it? What is it all about?
Please is interesting because Please, the words in Please kind of come across as if I am attacking the other person in a relationship that's starting to go bad. Or actually, it's written from a point of view that the relationship's ended, but it's written for a time period where the relationship is starting to go bad and you're trying to go, holy crap, what's actually happening here? I hope my words are not too offensive, by the way, for your paper.
Let's go with it.
You'll have to beep some things.
All right.
No, so basically, I think, so it's written about it. It's written after a breakup, but it's written about a time where the relationship's starting to go sour, and it feels like with the words in the song, I'm attacking the other person, but what I'm really attacking is myself and going, why am I feeling this way? Why are my feelings deceiving me? It's kind of like more an introspective look at yourself and your feelings and how they let you down. Because when you're in love, you're blinded. You don't see the truth a lot of the times, or you don't see or say things that you should say because you're kind of afraid or whatever it is. There's a barrier there, and so that's what Please is about.
Yeah. So we would like to hear from you. So the audience, Please is releasing tonight, but it's just an hour or two before it goes live on Spotify and other platforms. But AJ has promised that for the Indian Weekender, he will be singing this song for us before it goes live there. And this is the first time he is actually performing the song in public. So here we go. All to you, AJ.
Awesome, thanks, man, and yeah, appreciate that. So yeah, Please does come out tonight at 9:30 p.m. On my YouTube channel. We'll give you the links at the end and everything, but yeah, this is an exclusive for Indian Weekender. And again, I really appreciate the Weekender because I think you guys are the first sort of media outlet that has believed in me from the start. So we'll always be there for you guys and your viewers. So yeah, this is Please. Please tell me what you want with me. I fell in love so easily. I'll give you everything, yeah. I don't wanna fake it, I don't wanna break it. Please tell me what you want with me.
easily. I'll give you everything, yeah, I don't wanna fake it. You promised me the world, never thought that you would break it. I'm wasting all my love, even having trouble sleeping. Lying in my bed, singing songs to myself again. Don't know what to do, cause my mind never rests. And I treat me like a player with a pretty face. I'm feeling like a pawn, yeah, in your little game. I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to say. I'm still in love with you, it won't go away. So caught up, I can't stop the crying. I'm upside down and I can't deny it. Why you gotta be a letdown? Get down, tell me that you're here to stay. So fed up, I can't stop the beating inside out. It's you that I'm needing. Why you gotta be a letdown? Get down, baby, take the pain away. So please, tell me what you want with me. I fell in love so easily. I'll give you everything, yeah, I don't wanna fake it. I don't wanna break it, please. Don't turn your back on me. Addicted to you helplessly. I'll give you everything, yeah, I don't wanna fake it. I used to have your Netflix password, but another one will have happy ever after. Why'd you have to go away? You promised me that you would stay. So caught up, I can't stop the crying. Upside down and I can't deny it. Why you gotta be a letdown? Get down, tell me that you're here to stay. So fed up, I can't stop the beating inside out. It's you that I'm needing. Why you gotta be a letdown? Get down, baby, take the pain away. So please, tell me what you want with me. I fell in love so easily. I'll give you everything, yeah, I don't wanna fake it. I don't wanna break it, please. Don't turn your back on me. Addicted to you helplessly. I'll give you everything, yeah, I don't wanna fake it. I don't wanna break it, please. Tell me what you want with me. I fell in love so easily. I'll give you everything, yeah.
Well, amazing song, AJ. Amazing. So viewers, you'll find the link to this video later tonight when the music comes out. We'll put out the link so that you can watch it and you can hear it on Spotify and other platforms. Thank you so much, AJ, for being with us and for giving us this opportunity to release a song as well as knowing you and yes, at the same time promoting a Kiwi Indian artist that we a Kiwi Indian talent, to be precise, that we have always been doing from our platform, be it a sports person or an educationist or a talented artist like you. So, if there are any other, if followers want to follow you, if your fans want to follow you, your regular music and what, where can they go?
Thanks, man. Really appreciate the opportunity. And again, like I think Indian Weekend is doing a brilliant job. I think just keep doing what you guys are doing, and believing in people like me who are just starting up and stuff. Really appreciate that. We'll always be back. We'll always be ready to help out wherever we are, no matter what. So, no, keep doing it. Thank you so much for that. To follow me, the easiest way is if you just Google Theajsound. It's one word, Theajsound. You'll find everything there, but I do have a website. So if you do want to find me on social media and you have different things, so some people use YouTube more, some people use Twitter more, some people use Instagram. I'm most active on Instagram, but if you go to my website, theajsound.com, you'll find links to everything. And normally the homepage there has my latest video there. So when the song comes out at 9:30 p.m. tonight, we'll post up the video there, and it'll release on Spotify at midnight following that. So yeah, really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much. And once again,
I wanted to ask you. I forgot during the interview, and probably this might be the last question. How did you go from Arjun Bhat AJ to the AJ sound?
That's an interesting one. So again, like it comes from my love with Ed Sheeran. So it was Arjun Bhat originally, and then in about 2012, what happened is I was watching an Ed Sheeran video of Gimme Love. I don't know if you guys remember that song, but he did like a live looped version for a YouTube channel called the Warner Sound. And at the time, I didn't know whether I wanted to be a producer or I wanted to be a songwriter or a singer or like a frontline artist. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I was a confused little boy at the time. And so I ended up making this YouTube channel called the Theajsound, just kind of replicating the Warner Sound. And I used to have other people kind of come home to my house and we used to record stuff, like in my room here. So just like they have a live room there, which was way more professional, we used to do the same thing in my room. So that's how it started. And I guess the name stuck. And for me, because I want kind of a broader appeal than just say Bollywood or just indie pop kind of stuff, I decided to stick with that name as opposed to keep my original name. That was really from that perspective, from a marketing and branding perspective. But it's an interesting start how it came up. So yeah.
Excellent. So yes, viewers, our Kiwi Indian audience and all the listeners, if you want to follow our budding and rising Kiwi Indian artist, follow him, the Theajsound, on all the platforms. Just Google it. Probably you'll find him on YouTube, Insta, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and probably a lot more. Thank you so much, AJ, for being with us tonight and entertaining our audience. Yes, we look forward to seeing more of your performances coming up in the near future. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thanks so much, man. Thank you so much. See ya.